LEGO Star Wars is pretty awesome, and over its longer than 20-year runtime, there has been plenty of remakes. If you don't know what remakes are, basically it is when LEGO takes an old idea for a set and just reinvents it with the modern pieces at the time. We have seen countless of these, and every year we get a few remakes. But sometimes the remakes get really strange, and that's what I will be covering today, as I want to discuss some of the weirdest and strangest remakes that LEGO decided to make. Strange as in not bad, just I was shocked to see them at the time as they felt out of place, but that doesn't mean they were bad sets. But before we get into the video, if you would leave a like on this video and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so starting off, I want to talk about the 2017 Awing. Now, this is a particular one, as nobody saw it coming. At the time, we of course had some Rogue One sets. We got the Y-Wing as a rebel ship, plus we got a Snowspeeder as the UCS set, so we had a decent amount of rebel ships, plus of course the sequel trilogy was coming out, so we got some X-Wings from that. 2016, if you remember, there was this really weird $90 set with a TIE Advanced and an A-Wing. We got a similar set this year, of course, with the Mandalorian. But the A-Wing got released on its own. The build was practically the same from the Rebel set, except it was Return of the Jedi themed, so it had the iconic red and white color scheme, and included some Return of the Jedi figures, such as the iconic Rebel pilot that screams "Ah!" and Lando in his general outfit, which he goes for insane prices in today's market. But he was a great figure, and it was the first new Lando since like 2012, I think, from the Desert Skiff. But that doesn't matter, what matters is the build. Now this was a really weird remake, as I've said, nobody really saw it coming, and also, it was literally the build from the 2016 set, except with different colors. Plus, it was really expensive, it was $40, which means that the TIE Advance from the already overpriced $90 set was $50, which is super strange. So yeah, this is a really weird A-Wing that retailed for $40. Luckily, in 2019, we got the identical build again for the third time, but this time it was for $30, which was a far more fair price. Moving on, I want to talk about the 2022 Republic Fighter Tank. This must be the most underrated Clone Wars set ever made. It has a pretty cool build, and some of the most phenomenal figures that LEGO has ever put out. Mace Windu with arm printing, and two phenomenally made 187 clones with those purple markings. Just chef's kiss. That figure selection alone sells this set. But the build itself is actually pretty cool. But the reason why it is on the list is, it was a strange remake, as the last fighter tank was in 2017, and was pretty much perfect. But the 2022 still managed to have a really decent build, and it was a store exclusive, so it surprised many people. Yeah, this was just a really strange case of, you're remaking that set, but it makes sense as the Clone Wars renaissance is really high currently, so I understand why they suddenly wanted to remake the Republic fighter tank, as it's pretty small, so they could get it at a affordable $40 price tag, include some really cool clone troopers, a great Jedi, and a few battle droids, and call it a day. So yeah, not a bad set by any means, just really surprising. Next, I have a set that made me create this video in the first place, and that is the rumored Yoda Starfighter. Now I can't really go in depth, but just the idea alone is pretty strange. A remake of a 2017 set? I guess it makes sense because of the Clone Wars anniversary, so they wanted some obscure Clone Wars things, such as the gunship being a Coruscant Guard one, but a Yoda Starfighter is just really crazy to me. The figures I will include will be Yoda and R2, perhaps a third one, but I don't see it coming, honestly. Perhaps a Darth Bane, but I think it would be too cool for LEGO. And yeah, it's just a really strange concept. I mean, Yoda Starfighter isn't anything special, it's just a worse version of the regular Jedi Interceptor, but I do hope it's at least pretty good. I mean, how different the build could be is my question from the 2017 one. Probably I'll be shocked to see that it is the most different build LEGO has ever made. But yeah, just a really curious case, and I can't wait to see it turned out. Lastly, I want to mention two sets that I feel nobody remembers. These are truly the weirdest LEGO Star Wars remakes, in my opinion, and that is the 2019 Kashyyyk sets, most importantly the ATTP and the droid gunship. Both were just the strangest sets ever. One day, they just suddenly popped on the internet, official pictures, and that's it. No rumors, no anything. And the strangest part is, they looked almost exactly the same as the 2014 sets. And it was really out of nowhere, as I said, there wasn't any Kashyyyk demand, mostly just Clone Wars demand at that time. Hence it was super strange to see sets like this, especially that, as I've said, they were really similar to the 2014 counterparts. The ATTP especially. I mean, the only thing different in that set was the figures, that instead of Commander Tarful now, you get a Chewbacca. Just a really strange case of remakes. I assume that this was mostly done because of Solbrick Studios in 2014, and due to his MOG being so popular, many people bought out the Kashyyyk sets, but you could see this experiment by LEGO failed, as they immediately retired these sets, and they were gone off store shelves in 2020. So yeah, just a really strange case of remakes. I mean, practically the same set. Another remake that I could think of being so weird and so similar is the Final Duel remake from 2020, which was, again, the 2015 build, except a little bit different. So yeah, these are just some strange remakes that I thought of, and they aren't of course ranked, you know, and don't take this list too seriously. This is all just my personal opinion, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it, and I'll catch you guys next week. I make videos every Friday, and if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and share, and yeah, I'll see you all guys soon.